Hi and welcome to another Checiegirl Creation DIY video. Now today I'll be showing you how I make some Christmas cards using this So Crafty 52 Christmas card making kit. And I made these earlier. And I used the papers provided in the kit as well as the die cut embellishments, and then I punched a hole into the tags, put some twine, and then edged everything with some gold glitter glue. And because I'm making sets of 5 sets of 4 to sell in craft fairs, I'm making them coordinate. So I've made a few other sets that all coordinate with each other. So I have these. And I've used washi tape. I've even tied a little bow here to accentuate the embellishment a bit. I added button with some twine. This too uses some washi tape and glitter glue. This uses washi tape and glitter glue, and I also tied a bow here. And this also uses washi tape, like a kind of spirally art. So those you can see coordinate quite nicely. And then I also made another set earlier, and you can see how I made those in another video, and I'll link that up on the top right hand corner on an iCard. So these are also very simple. I used inking. I inked some white card, also inked the edges, and we'll be doing that on these pieces of paper for this card set, and also edged it with glitter glue. And I also have these. So there's 2 landscape ones. And there's 2 portrait ones. And some of the embellishments have greetings on them and some of them don't. So I have already cut everything out. Oh, and the cards are 10.5 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters. So I've already cut it out using these tools. So I have some square ones, and to cut out all the shapes I've been using these, and they're made by X-Cut. And this is the blade. When you push this down, you can see the blade a bit better. And since the biggest one, since the middle will be covered, I tend to cut out little size so that I have little bits to use in future cards. So I show you how these are used. So I'll line it up as best as possible. It doesn't have to be too straight though, because it's going behind the red paper. And you want to make sure that the blade is on the right side. So I'm cutting the inside square, so the blade will be in here. But if I was cutting outside, the blade would be out there. And you just push down, and you go around using even pressure, and you want to push down on the square quite firmly, like you would a ruler if you were cutting with a craft knife. And there you have a square. So I'll do this for this one as well. And there you have another square. And because I went a little bit funny, you can see it didn't cut as neatly. But again, it's okay because it's going to be covered up. So this is really useful, especially if you don't have any dies like I do. I'm not sure we get these and if they even sell these anymore, because my mum got these off of eBay, off of somebody with second hand, but they hadn't used it that much, so I'm not sure if it's new or not. So I'm going to do some inking using this brown and yellow ink pad. I'm just going to go around the edges, but before I do that, I just want to take off these little bits that are on the edge. Not sure if you can see that, but that comes off when you pop it out of the sheet. So just use a nail file and just go very gently along the edge. Now I'm going to do some inking. So I'm going to put brown on the red. I'm just going to go around the edges. And I've inked this yellow as well, so it's yellow, brown, yellow. Then this is also brown. So this will go brown, yellow, brown. Right, so now that everything's inked, I'm just going to wipe off my hands using this rag. This is just from my old trousers I cut up. And I'm doing this so that I don't transfer any ink onto the white card and make any smudges. So after I finish doing this, I'll be back. Right, so my hands are all clean. So now I'm going to assemble the card. So first I will punch the hole, and I'm just using this I think it's called. And because this is a cutting mat, I can do it straight on, so I'm going to try to center it up as best as possible. Then once I've punched it, just slowly turn so that the hole gets bigger. And there. And this is a perfect technique if you don't have a really small hole punch. Right, so I'm going to assemble these papers together, and I'm going to use on this piece, because I'm going around some curved corners, I'm going to use this tape runner. I got this from Hobbycraft, it was £1, and I'm just testing it out to see if I like it. I think the adhesive works quite well. I've used it on my other cards. So this is just nice to go around corners. And then I'm just going to put some tacky glue in the middle here, since there's no tape runner glue. Just a nice thin line. Then you want to center it up as best as possible. And then I'll just put some double-sided tape behind it, just to make sure that everything stays put, and I put it on the card. I put some foam tape behind this one and the sentiment, and because you don't want the foam tape to show up from the side, you don't want to be able to see it too easily, I'm putting this as close to the middle as possible. Put it about here. This is about half the size of the other one. Put that nice and close. It has nice support in the middle. Then I'll use these really small ones to just put on the side. Again, nice and close to the big one, so you can't see it from the side too easily. And then these, the square ones would fit, but you'd be able to see it easily from the side. So I'm using the smaller ones. Now I'm just using this twine. This is from Michael's, I believe. My aunt gave me this. Yeah, it's from Michael's. My aunt gave me this for my birthday because she lives in America, so likes to get me stuff from Michael's. And then I'm just going to have quite a nice length here, just to make sure that I don't tie things. I have enough to work with. And I'm just going to tie a knot, try to keep it as even as possible. I want the knot nice and close to the tag. I want it nice and small. And then I'll cut it just a bit. Then it looks quite nice. And I really like this twine because it doesn't seem to matter how much you cut it, the end always stays nice and sharp, so I can thread it through things quite easily. I cut this a little bit shorter than I would have. Right, so now for the assembly of the card. So, stick this down first. I'm just putting some tacky glue to cover the areas that doesn't have double-sided tape on. I like to have these two adhesives. I find they're quite efficient together. And then I want to make sure it's nice and straight. And before I stick the embellishment on, I want to put one of my stickers on, and it says created by Nathifa Simon of Checiegirl Creations, and then it has where you can follow me: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, and Google+. And you can find all of those in the link below. Description below, actually. Just center it up. And when you're mass producing cards, even though I'm just doing 4 of each, it does help if you do things in a bit of an order. So I put all the adhesives on all at the same time. I stuck the papers on and cut the papers out all at the same time instead of doing one card at a time, because that just slows you down. If you do the same thing all at once, it's like a conveyor belt, then everything goes much faster. So you see I just stuck the other one on, so I'll stick this one on. Right, so now I'm just going around the edge with some glitter glue. Ooh. And that was an air bubble. You want to try to avoid those. So before you start, just make sure that there's no air bubbles. Shake it down a bit just to bring everything down to the tip. And go very slowly, because you don't want to mess it up. And the lines aren't completely uniform. Some bits are a bit thicker than others, but that just gives it a little bit of interest and it gives it a handmade feel. When you're applying the glitter glue, it's best to turn the card instead of being in an awkward position. You see just another air bubble just got me there. Sometimes they really are unavoidable. So I'll just use this paintbrush. And make sure if you are using a paintbrush to put it straight away in water, because this is glue. And it will ruin your brush if you leave it on for too long. So you just want to go nice and slow and turn the card as you go. And that's that. Don't know if you can see the sparkle, but it's really nice and sparkly. So I will finish this one off camera, and you'll see the finished cards at the end of the video and some pictures. So thank you for watching, and oh, there's a bit of a... And I do hope that this gave you some ideas for your own card making. And please join me again on another arty adventure. Bye!